Living inside everyone is an intrinsic yearning to be a warrior, yet few are born with a drive deep in their heart to be a warrior and live by it. Learn how to tap into that warrior way, life, and potential to unlock an ancient drive that will help you rise above your circumstances. Understanding the tools in the box we have and knowing how to wield them is all part of the plan. The Warrior Up Show delves into varying topics with a spiritual focus and journey to find a purpose in the God-given gift of warriorhood. Join Eric Carball, author, entrepreneur, and former U.S. Marine, on the Warrior Up Show each week with segments that will challenge your perspectives, encourage you, and showcases a warrior spotlight where he focuses on what made a warrior. Have you ever thought if you have a purpose or mission in this life? It's time to live on purpose and warrior up. Here's our host, Eric Carball.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Warrior Up Show. I'm your host, Eric Carball, and I'm glad you're here with me. I would like to take just a second before we get into what the Warrior Up Show is all about and ask that you go subscribe to my podcast. And if it's not on the normal channels that you listen to, please let me know, because I would love to get it uploaded just as soon as possible. Number 2, go over to YouTube, look up Warrior Up, and click on the big red subscribe button so you can always stay up to date with our latest episodes as they get released. And then last but not least, go over to our friends at Remnant Life Network, where the Warrior Up Show is being hosted each and every single week at remnantlife.tv, and watch us there. Alrighty, quick question for you. Have you ever wondered if you have a purpose in this life or a mission in this life? It's a big and lofty question that so many people ask. I've asked it myself so many times in the past, it's not even funny. I've kind of lost count. But people are consumed with what's the meaning of life? What's the purpose? What do we do? How do we go about? Or if you kind of have an idea of what your purpose is, or even know what your purpose is, you might even ask yourself, why is it taking so dang long? I've asked that so many times again that I think I've kind of lost count on that as well. One thing I've found out is I believe in every person there's a God-gifted warriorhood mentality and purpose that was put into their innermost part of their DNA that's waiting to be unlocked, and has been there since the foundation of the world began. Before the Big Bang happened, before God said, let there be light, that is where we're at. And I believe that you have that same purpose. You have that same mission. It's just a matter of us unlocking that. And the key to that is unlocking that God-given gift of warriorhood. So this is kind of where we're going with what the Warrior Up Show is all about. And let me go in a little bit further into detail of what that is, just so you know kind of what's going on. So you might be asking, what's the deal with the Warrior Up Show? You know what? For me, it actually kind of started with the journey that I took myself about 1.5 to 2 years ago when I started writing up the Warrior Up book. Didn't really know where this was going to go, other than the fact that I've had this mission, so to speak, that I needed to get out. And through the book is the first chapter, so to speak, of it. Now, it's gone and morphed into the Warrior Up Show, and I'm really excited about what this next chapter, pun intended, of the Warrior Up saga is going to be. And it's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait for you to come along and join along with me on every single week and every single episode that we do. The idea of the Warrior Up Show is to be completely and totally unscripted, no holds barred. What you see is exactly what you're going to get. We're both, you, I, and all the other viewers, we're going to take a spiritual journey together of the God-given gift of warriorhood. I said it a couple of times already, and I absolutely 100% believe that it is a God-given gift that lives inside of every single person that's been there before the foundation of the world began. And the difference is, some people are born with it. Some people, they need some kind of situation or a chapter in their life to be ignited in an instant, and then they're going to rise up in that warriorhood mentality that they're supposed to be in. And that's what's fun to see too, because people that didn't realize that they were a warrior all of a sudden had this new resolve, this steadfast resolve to get up and go do what needs to happen. And that's a lot of fun. So the goal of the Warrior Up Show also is to discuss specific topics, perspectives, experiences that I've had. We'll have guest speakers as well from time to time, so we'll talk about their experiences. And the goal is just to take that and to figure out what that purpose is and how do we actually warrior up. In times of stress, in times of difficulties, how do we warrior up? How do we stand up and keep on going and running the race that we need to run in order to get to the end of that situation that they're in? A warrior spotlight is another area that I really want to focus on with the Warrior Up Show. The goal is to delve into a point in history with a specific person or a group of person, what type of environment possibly that caused a warrior to rise up, warrior up, and it actually made that warrior. And sometimes it's going to be people that didn't even know that they had it in them. And we're going to talk about this. It's going to be historical items. It's going to be stuff that we see today as well. So that's really going to be a lot of fun. And I can't wait to really get those going, especially in the very first episode that we do. Also, the goal of Warrior Up is to be between 20-40 minute episodes. And the idea of this, because your time, my time is very precious, and I want to be very cognizant of your time as well as my time. And I want to make sure that it's small enough that you get the most, the most value out of your listening time. And that's really what I want to see happen more than anything. And if we can make that happen and we stick within that 20 to 40 minute window, I think you're going to benefit from it. I know I'll benefit from it because together we're going to be learning new things that we never even thought might even be possible with the whole Warrior Up mentality. So this is going to be a lot of fun as well. And then quick little snapshot of what the mentality of a warrior is. So a warrior is a person or a people of action and steadfast resolve. I mentioned this a little bit earlier. So these are the people that you see that kind of rise up in a situation. Sometimes they like to be behind the scenes, but when the need arises, they actually go out and they get into the forefront and they help basically forge a path into getting the mission accomplished or the task accomplished or whatever is in front of them. That's really kind of what a warrior is. They never stop. They keep on going. No matter how hard life comes at them, they just keep on going and going and going and going. And you know what? Don't get it twisted, because sometimes, even if you're a warrior, even as you're plowing that and forging that path, you get exhausted. You absolutely 100% get exhausted and just get worn out and you want to give up. But it's amazing to see, because that warriorhood begins to dig a little bit deeper, and it starts to bring forth a new spring of energy that you didn't even know you had. Some people call it a second wind, a third wind, a fourth wind, and so to speak. But the beautiful thing about what's about to happen is when you see those warriors rise up, they never stop. They keep on going and going and going. So we're going to talk about that aspect as well, exactly what that is. And then most people will see warriors. So you look at warriors, and immediately you'll think of the Marines, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Coast Guard, other countries' militaries as well. And those are just modern day examples of what warriors are. Sometimes you'll see them, you'll think about knighthood, the Roman soldiers, the Spartans with the 300, the Alamo, where in both situations they were told to surrender and they said, no, come and take them, because we're not giving our weapons away, whether it was the swords or the guns. This is part of what a warrior is. You just don't give up. Even if you're outnumbered and you feel like everything is going to fall down and collapse around you, you believe that you can still make it through to the end. There is some type of light at the end of the tunnel that you're looking for, even if you don't see it. That's part of what being a warrior is. And we see this time and time again throughout history. And it's beautiful to see. It's awesome to see. But the best part about it, like I said, I believe you, me, and everybody who has ever lived on this earth, and everyone who's going to be coming down the pipe, who hasn't even been born yet, they have that God-given gift of warriorhood deep down inside of them, whether they were born with it or it just takes something for that to rise up. So the goal of the Warrior Up Show is to help you rise up that natural born warriorhood and to plow through the obstacle that's right in front of you. So this is what's kind of a lot of fun to see, because I've seen this happen so many times in the past. Is I see these people who you would think may not have a warriorhood in them, but something happens and it rises up. Now, immediately, like I said, a lot of people think that warriors are only military. They only happen on the battlefield, or they're with veterans only. But I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of warriors that are your next door neighbors and people that you see every day that you would never even realize they were. So there's warriors that are in the boardrooms, in the classrooms, they're first responders, and in the hospitals. And we see this right now with the pandemic that's going on. We're seeing first responders, we're seeing nurses and doctors rise up all of a sudden out of nowhere. And many of them do it every single day, but they don't get the recognition that they deserve because of the pandemic has put the spotlight on them. But what they've done, they've put their life and their family's life on hold and put it second to the people all around the world that need their help. So they're there day in and day out. And unfortunately, we've had a lot of these doctors and these nurses and these first responders who have died as a result of this pandemic because they've got the contagion while they were rescuing other people. And that's such a sad thing to see, but they rose up as a warrior to continue that path. We see it with humanitarian efforts. We see it with missionary work. You see warriors in churches, and you see them as entrepreneurs, and you see them with a whole lot more. So my question to you is, are you going to join me on the next episodes and the following episodes of Warrior Up? I hope you will, because the Warrior Up show is going to be phenomenal. I'm excited to see what's going to happen and how it's going to unfold, because to be honest, it's new to me as well. So let's have a lot of fun. And until next time, Warrior Up.
Thanks for listening. This episode of the Warrior Up Show has been brought to you by the Warrior Up book, written by your host, Eric Carball. Available on Westbow Press, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, and more. Buy a book, give a book, and sponsor books for the hashtag Books for Heroes campaign that provides books to our nation's veterans at no charge. Check out warriorupbook.com to learn more about sponsoring books for our veterans.